All right, ladies and gentlemen. So we're starting off with Rossi 22. It's rimfire. As you saw earlier, I pulled out the bolt action. It is a rimfire bolt action. It's kind of interesting. Uh, Took it out, fired it today. Holy crap! I'm actually got it pretty dirty today too. Um, I've got a 10 round magazine here. It's actually fires very smooth, very easy. My girlfriend had tried it out and said the same thing. It fires very nice. Uh, I had to adjust the sights, and I still have to adjust the sights. Um, Probably from shipping or handling or whatever. But either way, I got to adjust the sights. But I'm also going to be installing this at some point as well. To it, this is a 4x15, a scope, small game hunting, obviously. But at some point, we're also going to modify this. I just don't know when. So we're going to do a full, complete breakdown and clean and rebuild. Because again, I did take it out firing. Looking at the firing pin and bolt itself, it looks pretty dirty just from today. So go ahead and have some fun and get it cleaned out. First thing we did was we removed the chambering bolt action. Then we took the mag out first as well. But we're gonna take these two screws out and go from there. I also figure while we're doing that, we can have a discussion. Holy crap! I misplaced my tool real quick. Hang on one sec. All right, we're back. So I figured we could also have a discussion about something I thought was interesting today. Me and my girl were just talking about it as well. Um, so you ever notice how some people have a hard time uh, with certain types of weed, even though those kinds of weed are supposed to help with certain things. For instance, with her, it's anxiety. She has anxiety problems, and for me, well, I don't really have anything, but I know people who do have the same thing. It's anxiety crazy, but they also only have it like when they have certain kinds of things like indica edibles is her thing. So we are going to try, maybe she's not a smoker, so she's going to try taking a couple puffs of, the good old fashioned green and see if that helps maybe with her anxiety. I personally think it might be that the indica was just supposed to help relax your anxiety, doesn't actually relax your anxiety. And the reason I believe that is because, well, for one, people with anxiety fear loss of control of certain things. Like you ever ride on a roller coaster and feel like you have no control over how fast everything is going or that you want everything to go. It's not necessarily a problem. It's just that's the way they're used to being things. So when they smoke, or in some cases, eat edibles at a certain thing that is supposed to help you relax, for instance, like indica, instead it would probably make their anxiety get even worse because of the loss of control. The feeling in the stomach of uh, anxiety gets worse because they're not able to control when they're able to go to sleep or relax or those certain emotions that send your alarm clocks going. Or it could be that when your anxiety starts, and you smoke that, the fear of it doing something wrong to you even though you know it won't, will affect you as well. I don't know. It's just ideas I had in my head. Me and her were talking about it. I would try. So, like I said, she's trying the smoke. I'm gonna try and see and do a little study myself while she's doing this too, and see if my theory is correct. Because she smoked, she took like 4 hits of my indica joint, and she did fine the whole time. At least as far as she seemed. I don't know. Anyway, that's from my observations. So we have the barrel out. It is so on the package when you get it, says it's like a 16 and a half inch barrel. It is actually 17. It's a 17-inch barrel. And I'm measuring from here, the actual point of the barrel, the beginning of the barrel, out to the point of the barrel. It actually comes out to a 17-inch barrel. Um, so, yeah, I don't know why they added that extra half inch, but that's how it comes out. Um, so we're gonna go ahead and get to cleaning. So I'm using right now. I'm starting off with the gun oil, Hops gun oil. Might be a little shaky, so it might be a little hard to see. Let's see where it is. My little. So we're gonna start off with a little of that first. Kind of get this stuff kind of cleaned out and moved. It's a lot of crap out. That's some dirty stuff. We're gonna go with the degreaser slash cleaner. You need a little bit of that stuff. It'll just take all that stuff off. For this, I like to use Q-tips. Kind of gets in better areas, in the areas a little bit better. Kind of helps you push the stuff where you need it to go. And see, look at that thing. That's pretty gross right there. What is that? Yeah. It's just from one day of fire. I mean, that's a pretty dirty little freaking thing. Holy crap, man. No, we did. I think we only put 2 magazines through it. It's 20 rounds. Well, no, I put a couple extra rounds through it too. At the very end, I think I loaded it maybe 4 or 5 extra rounds, just because I was like getting irritated and not being able to hit this bottle. But come to find out, it wasn't necessarily me because I thought it was me being shaky, holding it out. Thought my hand was being shaky and I couldn't keep it straight. No, I tried it from the sitting position. I tried from prone, and it was all the same results. And my sights were high, is what I would like to say. They were a little bit high and to the left, or sorry, a little bit high and to the right. As I went ahead and adjusted them a little bit, and it seemed I was pretty right. It's a little. There we go. Look at it. Not so bad now. A little dot of dirty, but man, this thing is dirty, dirty from that little bit. I cannot believe that. Oh, we're still getting pretty dirty stuff right here in this groove. Well, now we're starting to look a little better. So now we have this piece all cleaned up. We can add our oil back on here again. Make sure our pins are all nice and cleaned up. All right, now we can oil it up. Go ahead and use a little bit of oil in here. You drop it too, kind of get that move it around there. There we go. Now, yep, there we go. Cool. Go on that one. We'll drop it in there, just make sure it stays in working condition. And then we can oil this putty up right here. I like to do it with gloves, that way you don't have to, really wash your hands too much. Get a little drop or two in here. There we go. Adjust my light a little bit. There we go. There we go. The oil done. It's always good for that. Anyway, it was damn drawers. Is it drawers? The drawer wanted to come out on me, ladies and gentlemen. Had everyone in my house freak out just now. So the next thing we're going to be doing, we're going to clean out the gun bore with some Hops 9 gun bore cleaner. Now, I believe I already have this stuff. Where is it? No, I guess not. So what we will have to do, there it is. We're going to throw it right on this thing. Kind of like that drip dry in there. Ooh. Lots of dust getting out of there. Well, I wouldn't even call it dust, but God, it seems brand new. I'm gonna do it as gentle as I can. There we go. All right. We need to do a couple passes really through there with that. You kind of get your clean the bore cleaner here. Do it on this bad boy. Run this through there. This kind of picks up all the other leftover particles. It's usually always pretty fun to run through it too. It gets pretty rough to do it. But it works. Yeah, picks up all that crap. Yeah. put that back over here. We can be cleaning the chamber. Looks like that's got a bunch of crud in it too. I'm telling you what, man, if you don't clean these things right afterwards, holy crap, is it one hell of a mess. You know, the only thing I don't really like about this is this part right here is plastic, so it kind of bothers me only because of how easily that stuff over time will wear. You know, it's hard plastic and all that. It just bothers me though. Maybe some people like it that way, some people don't. I'm just one of those people that just really kind of it just bothers me. You know what I mean? Just something about it don't seem right, it don't feel right. I like good old fashioned metal, some steel. But hey, to each their own. I will say it's a little bit easier to clean, a little bit easier to maintain and take care of for a little while, anyways, until it gets old and cracked. And the oil is eventually the oil that's meant for the steel is eventually going to wear on the plastic itself, and it's not going to be all that reliable anymore. Although 22s are a very reliable gun, they're more reliable in the sense of this other guy I got right here. You know, this is good old fashioned steel with wood. The whole trigger mechanism inside is steel. It's not plastic like so on this other one. Down here. So this trigger mechanism here, this shroud or casing here is plastic. It is a hard plastic. Whereas inside this guy, it's all metal. It's all steel. It's all reliable, as long as it's taken care of, anyways. So, but we've got that guy all cleaned up now, so we can go ahead and throw him back together now. I'll go ahead and show you how to do that. So, make sure these guys on safety. There we go. We are on safety. I usually like to flip it upside down, makes it easier to kind of push down. And like I told you earlier, I'm going to be replacing the normal sights on here But even so, I still like to kind of stick my fingers under the barrel while I'm screwing this stuff in because I don't want any damage done to that. So give it a few tugs past tight. Makes it easier and a little bit more reliable when you do so, at least in my opinion. We're also going to lube a little bit better in here, just because to me it feels like it's a little rough going in. So we're going to go ahead and lube that as well. There we go. That's all nice and tight. Load that on before we throw in the rack and pin. We'll go ahead and leave that as well. So here is the FP10 lubricant. Go ahead and add that to the little bit to the mag. Kind of rub that around there. I don't know how effective it's going to be on this hard plastic, this lube, but we'll give it a shot. Rub it around in there. And then hopefully we're gonna, there we go. Might be a little bit. Yeah, well, at least we leave the mag, right? Because it is hard plastic, I don't know how well that is going to work out. Ooh, seems to work out just fine. Let me move that out of the way. It does move and go in a little bit smoother. That nice, beautiful click there. So we have the gun on safety, so we're all aware. I might be freaking out in the comments or so. We're gonna go ahead and throw some lube on this guy and throw this firing pin back in there. And then, as you guys saw, this magazine is empty. Just for double check. There we go. Empty magazine. So a little bit of lube on this bad boy, so it kind of slides in nice and smooth. Don't really need a whole lot of lube, you know what I mean? Just enough to where she's not gonna fight and argue with you about going in. Okay. I have to take the safety off. Pull the trigger, push it all the way in. Rocket. Beautiful. Makes a beautiful sound. Don't you guys just love that click? That click right there. Boom. Pull it out. It's so beautiful. I love that sound. Go ahead and throw this in here. Yeah, that works out. Ooh. Kind of slammed in there. It's so nice. So, obviously, very, very nice. Go ahead and pull that out and throw safety all the way on. Now we have safety. Go ahead and do that. And she's been fully torn apart, torn down, and cleaned up. So she'll go off to the side. And the last one for the night. I'm sure, ladies and gentlemen, you've been waiting for that. I'm going to throw my rust prevent on later on these guys. I'm sure you guys don't really care about that part anyways. So the next big guy that we're going to be doing tonight, as I said, would be the Taurus G2C 9mm. So when we were firing the 22, because we did just get the 22, that one is always pretty fun. The 22s are. My girl decided to pull out her nine and just empty the entire mag. Kind of feels good sometimes, so you got to get it done and over with. Gonna start off with a barrel cleaner. Kind of get that barrel nice and cleaned out. And this is a nine, so let me pull out a different cleaner. I think you get a bit different stick though. I'll leave that stupid thing. Ah, there we are. Let me throw it on this guy. Maybe. Maybe not. There we go. Alright, so kind of wonder about sometimes with these barrel ratios. Like, I wonder how to read them. I guess I should say. Yeah, I'm in the mood for a different kind of music tonight, so that's excuse me on that. That's beautiful. Man, I'm telling you, that barrel cleaner stuff, it sure cleans out the sinuses. So right after this cleaning and put back together, we will be calling it a night. Just so you guys know. So it'll be fun. Get this stuff cleaned out. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a good night. And next one will probably be about a shotgun. We'll do a complete breakdown and clean that. Have a good night.